Coolio. All right, then I might as well kick us off. Let's see if I can remember where we left off. I think last week we started out with the party waking up from the dream world in which you were recovering one of the weapons that the Lionsmith was searching for. So after you guys had all woken up, realized that Andrew was still well and alive in the tavern with you guys. Um, After short deliberation, you guys went over to the Rhyming Mantle to go see Tebnet and see if he had any further, instructions and or rewards. Um, and just so we're clear, because I know a couple of people missed this, I'll go over everything that you guys got again, or at least everything that's on the top of my head. Um, I should have probably grabbed my notebook prior to this to double check, but essentially, you guys went back to speak at the to Owen at the Rhyming Mantle. He told you that Tebnet was awake this time when he was asleep before, and oh wait, who are we missing? Is it Rhythm? It is indeed Rhythm. Thank you.
Alex has found his song as a DM. He's found his stock music.
Yeah. I mean, Rhythm found it for me, but that's good enough. Anyways, so you guys saw Tebnet. He was looking worse for wear for whatever he had done in the dream world himself had taken quite a bit out of him. But after a couple of tests with the new weapon that Andrew had acquired, he realized that it was bound to him, and that likely that might mean that the ire of the Lionsmith Long was going to fall upon you. So I don't know who saw this in the Pathfinder Discord chat, but I did end up mentioning something that I forgot to give you guys before. So Tebnet basically tells you guys to get out of his house because he knows that essentially you guys could be being targeted, yeah.
Charlie, was
So
that link to a playlist?
Yeah.
Dang it!
so during the meeting he didn't just leave you guys out to dry. He gave you each a ring made of bone and a black flask of vampire's blood, and he told you that you could essentially remain hidden from his sight as long as you were within the country when you were essentially wearing these rings and dipped them in vampire blood at dusk. He only had enough for a week, which was enough to get you out of the country, but he also said the Long's tracking ability would wane once you guys left the Theocracy. On top of that, he gave each of you 100 platinum pieces, so that is why that showed up in your character sheet if you were not there, at Andrew. And one last thing that I forgot to mention during last session, but I had meant to give you, was his results from kind of stalking around the archives and figuring out what he could, which gives you guys a name of this person that's hunting you down. I put that in the Trailhunter chat, but I believe his name was Kamal. So there we go. And just as a bit of background, he was gone for about 3 to 4 months before you guys showed up. So there's been a bit of a time passage. Anyways, from there, you guys purchased a bit of stuff, but decided that you'd head back to Yanarosa because that was kind of the only destination within your 1 week travel period that you had. And in doing so, we had another ship encounter that I'm currently facing out. It was name starts with a G. I don't remember the name of the mob.
I made Alex
Grindalo,
a very
that's
low
it.
roll.
Yeah.
Little squid things.
Yeah, little octopus fish people, Grindalo. I rolled 2d6 and I rolled 2, I think. So there was only, turned a potentially difficult encounter into a non-issue. Though eventually, with a couple more rolls on the random encounter table and another encounter with those weird jellyfish alignment blobs, you guys ended up back into Yanarosa. At which point you kind of realized that there was a bit of a crackdown going on against the Golden Lions Guild for some reason that you weren't really exactly sure of. And upon... This is where I'm trying to remember exactly what happened, because pretty quickly after that, the party split up. A couple of you guys went to the Round Elephant to just drink away your sorrows, while Trouble went to his church. Zach and Logan went to somewhere, I think, to do with their guild business, and Rachel also went to a guild hall. Charlie, we just had you go and hang out in your dorm room because
Cool.
that seemed fine. But essentially, you guys are in the city, and that's about where we've left off. At the very end of last session, I had kind of time skipped us to the next morning, so each of you had found a night's rest. And Andrew realizes when he wakes up that he kind of has a sense of direction that he lacked before, and that something inside the bond he has to that new weapon is kind of pulling him in a certain direction. So,
How accurate is that direction pull?
it's more almost just like a weird gut feeling. It's not like you've got an accurate like compass needle. It's more just like a, huh. It's hard to describe. It feels like you're like slightly off balance almost, and you're pushing.
It's like what drives a goose to fly north or south.
Yeah, more almost like instinctual.
And then Logan and Zach stayed on and had hijinks.
Yes.
Something like that.
Not exactly hijinks, but I'll let them fill you guys in. So,
Oh no.
You wanted to say nothing, Zach, and see what they do?
Zach
mean,
went to
he's
go
in the
grab food
kitchen.
really quick.
Right.
essentially, it's just up to your characters what they share with the rest. So, it is the next morning. I presume that where did you and Zach want to stay, Logan? I don't know if we ever decided that.
You're not allowed on my ship if I'm not there. And I don't remember if we decided I went back to my ship or not.
I think you were back on your ship.
I hotboxed the dorm room.
I'll take Zach back to my place then.
Okay. So, you all wake up in scattered locations. The one most common to each of you is the round elephant, though, so I presume eventually people will be working their way over there. Unless...
I have a question, I guess. Where exactly are Zach and I still? Are we near the guild district?
You would have a house out in the
Resident.
outer ring of the city, so the,
All right.
the residence ring.
I guess it can wait until after breakfast. Yeah.
Yeah, I have something I want to do with the merchant, but yeah, that can wait till after we meet up.
Yeah, sorry about rhythm. I saw cattails and I was like, fine. And then it switched songs and I was like, this is not cattails. This is pizza time. Dang it. Didn't realize it was a playlist. Alright. Like, that's handy for Charlie. I just did not realize it was a playlist, so.
Alright, so I'll presume that essentially each of you have woken up and make your way to the pub.
Yes.
For now, I'll just reuse the Booze Brothers, because I guess I don't have a round elephant map, but it's close enough. Just, it's become generic pub A.
There's a Warforged behind the bar. Welcome to Pub A.
You wouldn't believe it, they're a franchise, but they don't actually increment the name. It's just like they have 27 pub A's.
There we go. Sandwich acquired.
Cool.
So, Zach, do you want to tell us anything about what you did last week?
Zach, do we want to tell them?
I mean,
Eh?
it'd be useful information to the party, but I don't know.
Let's see what they know, and then we'll progress from there.
Yeah.
We'll chime in as needed.
So,
So to set the scene for you, Zach, I'm just basically time skipping to after everybody has woken up and worked their way to the round elephant, so the party's back together.
Gotcha.
So, is there anything that, like, seems off, or we notice, or we hear on the way to the pub?
Go ahead and just roll a perception check. Are you looking for anything in particular?
No.
head on a swivel. Let's fucking go.
Alright.
Same score,
Noth-
but one of us nat 20.
Yeah.
Nothing
I-
related to recent hijinks that Zach or Logan might have been up to the last night, but you do just catch more wind and it becomes clearer and clearer to you, like exactly how much the Golden Lions are kind of being persecuted at the moment. It seems like, there's just a general malaise about the city.
Subverted be a better term.
That's
Or
all a nat
persecuted
20 gets
outright.
me?
Unless you can give me a little bit more like direction, there's nothing incredible going on at the moment.
See, the problem is that as much as Talaro does not trust anything Miyu and
Raka?
yeah, Zach does not have his name listed as his thing, so I always forget. Get up to. I don't know if she'd be paying attention or not, and I want to know, but I'm trying not to metagame, so
Yeah, I mean, you don't hear of any, hijinks that were in the recent past, so presumably, there you go. So, now that we're through with that, y'all
Like
are
order breakfast.
okay.
Do they have any mac and cheese?
Yes, and it is not nearly as lethal as the previous establishments.
I eat it with joy. And I offer some to Doff.
Okay.
Once again, like just the quality of, or just like the variety of stuff you see here is pretty crazy. This is a higher quality joint than the Booze Brothers to begin with, but also just by the fact of it being a trade city, their menu is very exhaustive. So you can pretty much ask and you shall receive for the most part.
Oh, wyvern steak and eggs.
That's a difficult one, just because they're very incredibly rare. I guess that's more of a background lore thing. Dragons, basically never heard of.
Okay,
Wow.
cool. So
They're literally like the mythical beings. It would be like if I told you, hey, I want a dragon
It's like-
steak in real life.
yeah. So hey everybody, is anyone here particularly good at haggling? Because I know I want to go see our good old friend Darren and pawn this silk we found at the bottom of that river on him.
I mean,
depends
by
on what
haggling,
that
do you
is.
mean bluff? Appraise?
Well, I have the appraisal down. I know what it's worth. I just need someone to help
Diplomacy.
me.
I got
Communicate
probably the
that.
best diplomacy here.
Okay.
what are you sitting at for diplomacy?
10.
Wow.
You beat me by 2.
Because I have a
I have
plus
an 8.
9. Because I have a plus 9 for appraise, and we've already gotten this thing appraised at somewhere between 500 to 700 gold pieces.
All right. Well, let's see if we can't sell this, shall we?
Yeah.
I've got a
need to-
couple other things I need to pick up this
We
morning
need
if
to
it's all
fund-
right with you.
We need to be depositing more money into the wizard fund because I'm currently just poverty.
You got 100 plat.
I'm a wizard.
Okay.
Dude, we need 5,000 gold pieces for a bag of holding.
We'll get there. We'll make it, I swear.
First priority, though, is water.
Can I conjure that? No, I don't have that spell.
No, that's very much a cleric specific.
Living on a prayer.
I can, however, just close your lungs out so you don't need water anymore.
Ah, you stole my
You
lungs.
don't need much when you're dead.
Yeah.
Ah, you stole my lungs.
Aw, beans.
Hey, it says gullible on the ceiling.
It makes
So it does.
necromancers sound like minimalists.
All right. So, for the sake of ease, how much do you want to disclose about what you've done yesterday, Logan and Zach? That'll probably give us a decent pushing off point. But in the meantime, if you want to go sell that silk, we could do that.
I think that we should inform the party that we have found another lead as to how to mitigate the effects of the Lionsmith and his reach, and that we can continue on with the other point that we found, which is that there were dwarven rations back in the mine with the orc, and so we should probably go check out that area.
Sounds like a plan, Stanley. Get to meet some people, get to acquire more supplies, get to give me more parts. I need to buy an
Well, how
assload
did you
of
come
curing
across
salt.
this information?
This is what we had since we went to the Goblin Cave. Remember, there were two paths we could have taken, one to go to the Theocracy and the other one to go to the Aljoran Empire.
I moved you to the map.
No, but you said that you come up with new... Like,
Old?
why are you
New.
deciding this then? Like, you implied that, like,
Do you have a better plan?
is this an in-character or
Yeah.
out-of-character
This
question?
is in character, don't worry.
Well, I'm actually really concerned about the Lionsmith, or not the Lionsmith, the Golden Lions Guild. Given the fact that, like, this is a trade city, and I'm really concerned about merchants, and also I really don't want to have to be frisked every time I come in and out, like, more than I already am.
Are you also a merchant?
So are you opposed to leaving the city, where you won't be frisked?
I will be frisked,
Not if you leave the city.
Mm-hmm.
but when we come back,
Then maybe it'll be leveled. Who knows?
Who knows?
I highly doubt it. I want to figure out more about it,
All right.
What do you possibly have
because
to
we're gonna
hide
get
anyway?
screwed if my ship is stuck here. Then she looks at Trouble. I am a privateer. I'm close enough.
Wait, doesn't that mean you're a pirate and by, like...
Private,
25% pirate,
Alright.
75% trader.
private and
I-
pirate both
Okay,
start with
okay.
P, so
I am
I was
a.
like, what level of criminal? I just
I
I
am
just gonna
a-
ask Talara straight up. What percentage of criminal are you?
Well, you see, I mostly provide security for merchant ships. They hire me out to sail alongside them to prevent actual pirates from attacking them.
Hmm.
There's been
I
a
see.
couple of instances along the way that have resulted in unfortunate circumstances for other ship captains, but you know, that's a very
Privateers are
small
basically just
percentage
like-
of the overall
All right.
situation.
20%. Got it.
So you
And-
provide protection to merchants then, I see.
A privateer is basically just a government-sponsored pirate.
Gonna be
Yes.
real, I don't really like fucking merchants much at all. Like, it's very few of them I appreciate.
I just don't want, you know, traders who are just trying to, as particularly when they are just trying to export goods from their country on behalf of, you know, the hardworking people within their country of origin. Like, if, you know, someone from, I don't know, the Diarchy is trying to get, the Diarchy of Rancia is trying to, you know, get some of the machinery out to the world, I see no reason why they shouldn't be able to. Technically, that's merchants.
But what if the pirates want it more?
Well, I wouldn't necessarily care except for the fact that the pirates cause the actual military to get involved if it escalates too much.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
this
I guess I can see
trade
that.
embargo on the Golden Lions is caused by piracy?
is that what this is?
No.
Okay, then why are we...
We didn't see any pirates when we came up from the south.
As a matter of fact, we didn't run into any at all there and back.
We haven't actually run into another vessel, I think.
Not, yeah,
it's a
not
wide
even.
Not even in the. I guess when we got into the Narrows, we saw a couple, but
Well,
I mean,
but,
we
like,
saw signs of one with a crate, but that's about it.
Yeah.
that could have been a long time ago, though, considering how rotted that wood was.
I just
Speaking
want
of
to
which,
take a moment to remind you that Talaro's dump stats are intelligence and wisdom, yet she's sitting there with an expression of, I am surrounded by idiots.
What do you want us to do? You're clearly part of a guild that's being suppressed, and you're not exactly offering us a lot of leeway into what we should do or how we should investigate, or why, for that matter.
Well,
What's your
I'm just
plan to make
throwing it
money?
out there. I don't know, like, I was asked what we would want to do, and I said I want to investigate a little bit, see if there's anything we can do, because I don't want to get harassed when we have to come back to get my ship.
So you think that poking the bear is the best solution?
No, I just want to see if there's anything.
You're gonna stick your head in the lion's mouth?
Well, as far as I know, I haven't gotten much information aside from the mere fact that your guild is being suppressed. As to
Yes.
why, I'm not certain.
That's become pretty self-evident.
It's because they have a contract for the. They have the architect's contract, and the nobility don't want them to have it anymore.
Sounds
That is
like
actually something I
politics to me.
skipped in the recap. Is you
Architect's
guys
contract.
kind of, yeah, you did kind of figure out why it was happening, and it was that the
They were trying
Imperials,
to
which are like
pressure
the,
land away from them, basically.
She has no
Just-
idea what Logan or what you meant by you want to stick your head in the lion's mouth. Sitting there going,
It's not a
idiom
measure
just
of
went up
wisdom.
your head.
Ugh.
I mean, that's her second dump step.
You want-
So, anyways, to get the ball a little bit rolling,
Doc, what do you think?
not so much that, but did you actually want to go and sell that silk? Because we
I
could
did.
just run and do that as a
Yep.
side
Yeah.
moment while we figure out which direction we want to go. So,
Question
goody,
is
too
it gonna
goody.
be a diplomacy or an art? I forget what it's called.
Bluff?
Like this
No,
thing
so-
is. So
just as a bit of a side
Maybe.
note, if you're selling to a person that knows the value, it's diplomacy is the better check. If you're selling to a schmuck that you're trying to con, then you would go with bluff.
I want to sell this to Darren the tailor.
Then he would definitely know and have a deep
No,
diplomacy
Wait,
check.
isn't that my boy?
Yeah, that's the guy who got you your fucking outfit.
Let me go change real quick.
Okay, and in that sense,
I'm dragging Trouble and Mew along for this.
We're going
And
to. Okay, I look pretty. Let's go.
you
Sift back
said
through
it
my
was
notes.
worth at most 750 gold, right?
700 even.
700 even. So that's as far as we can push. We'd be
That would be.
yeah.
Yeah, that would be pushing the max value of what we could sell this for without just fleecing the guy.
600 would be what we'd optimally go for, I'd say.
Yeah,
we're selling
that's
to
what I
him.
want to. Yeah, 500 worst case scenario is what we're going to come out with here.
Okay,
Okay.
and we're gonna need whoever's got the best diplomacy to do that one then.
out of
Yep.
character.
Yep.
I understand we're gonna have to go that way. In character, and even out of character, I don't know why. I understand we saw the different ways to the caves. I understand we're gonna have to probably go back. But all I know is that someone apparently found more information. They're like, oh, we're just gonna go back. I can't
The,
put those pieces together, and in character, Telaro is not.
I
gonna-
can explain it, I guess, in character if you like.
Well, it doesn't matter. Like, when we do the actual discussion, that's when we'll have to do it. But
Right.
I'm just saying, like, I know that's probably going to be the end result, but
Well, the crates came from the Aljoran Empire, correct?
Yeah, if I'm thinking of the same crates you're thinking about, the crates with the medical supplies and food and junk in the mines.
It implies that the Aljoran Empire is planning to move forward. Or
then how does that involve us?
Because they're going to start a conflict that could then propel him into godhood.
in case you forgot, the Lion Smith is reaching deity and deification in some
No,
sense.
I know that. I don't know. Okay,
Hmm?
again, in character, Talara's not going to know this unless that was supposed to be an in-character explanation.
I think that was at some point, or maybe I have skipped over that a little bit, but I should say I think from the time spent in the Theocracy and the archives, you guys have kind of figured out this is what's going on. There's a person out there that's trying to essentially toss the world into World War III, and
Okay,
it somehow is connected to these disparate events that you have been seeing.
but if the Algeran Empire is trying to start an uprising, what are we going to actually be able to do about it?
It's not necessarily an
well, so-
uprising as
We're
much
both
as an
different.
encroachment into the Trade Republic.
Not
It's
at
not what
level
we can
3.
do about it.
You see, Tolaro, we are the protagonists.
We have plot armor.
We are level 3.
Look,
So,
I've confirmed
one of
I
the
have plot
things-
armor.
One of the things that the guilds have kind of been mentioning, especially, I guess this is more on Logan and Zach's end, it's not your job to go out there and 7v100 an entire platoon of soldiers. It's your job to go out there and kind of
We're get
you're
information.
gathering intel, so that like if it's going to that, then Karaku can get its army up and standing.
We're a quote-unquote academic research mission.
We're
If
on
they
a
are
camp
prepping, if they're
mission.
preparing to attack, it'd be nice to know that rather than just making accusations at them based on some 20-year-old rations.
Was
Worst
this
case
something specifically, like, since you mentioned the guilds that came up during Zach and Logan staying on longer? Because I don't remember this being mentioned.
I mean, it's kind of implied that we're going there to get intel on them, but I
It
guess
might have been,
it
and
might
I
have
guess
come
that
up.
was my bad. I should have probably explained that in a recap somewhere, but I missed it. So, that is indeed, and honestly, it would be something similar with the Golden Lions. They kind of are trying to figure out exactly what's going on here, and if it's any more than just like the laws and the land switching, or switching hands. But I guess it comes also down to how much, once again, like, I feel like Logan and Zach know a little bit more, so coaxing it out of their characters is going to be the challenge.
This is the difficulty I'm having that out of character, though, is I don't, like, the only thing I know in character is this, like, oh, my guild is in trouble, I want to try to help them. I have no knowledge of why we are supposed, like, I understand the crate thing, I can follow that. I don't know when we decided we're just gonna unilaterally go there. I don't know when, like, I don't know, like, it just didn't come up with the guilds. I was probably gonna come up anyway about them exploring. I don't know what the Golden Line Guild has to do with the Alajoran Empire when they're trying to figure out stuff in the city right now.
For all we know, and for all you know, this conflict could be caused by an encroachment from the Eldoran Empire.
I'm about to go say we go invade our markings.
So, just while we get there, let's skip over to the Golden Gallery, because I had to go back and find that name. But I guess we can try to figure that out. That is actually one of like the things I've been planning, is there's kind of a two-sided conflict going on. I didn't really anticipate that we'd be doing both at once. So we'll have to see where that ends up, because I'm not exactly sure. So regardless, who's all headed to the Golden Gallery? It's Logan, Charlie,
And Trouble, I
And Nick,
believe.
yeah.
I can
Yeah.
tag along, I suppose, yes.
so
I can
the
maybe
three of you
assist if possible with diplomacy.
the three of you maneuver your way back to the Golden Gallery. It is open for business. Last time you were here, it was kind of in the middle of the festival, so there was a whole bunch of ostentatious decoration on the outside. It's definitely more low key now. The displays have probably changed, and a few weeks have passed since you've been here last.
Nice. Looks like he's gone a little bit more low-key. Anya will cross the threshold into the store.
You see, Darren perks his head up as new customers are arriving. Have you been here before? I don't.
Yeah, he
remember.
did my wizard robes.
He did the
nice.
robes, and then, I mean, I'm wearing the outfit, so
The only one new here is me.
So he perks his head up. It's good to see you again. What was your name again?
Anya. I don't think I introduced myself last time. It's a pleasure to meet you.
It's a pleasure to meet you too.
Aaron, thank you for fixing my clothes. They look wonderful. And they have pockets.
As soon as he hears you speak, his head snaps to you.
Yeah.
Is there so much as a scrape on this set of clothing?
Nope, not a single one. I took excellent care, and I'm sorry it won't happen again. I've seen to it.
He stares at you for enough time that you kind of start getting uncomfortable, and then he just kind of gives a
I
nod.
tell him
Alright.
that I'm sorry.
If gazes could kill.
Anyways, well, we found something interesting in our journeys that I think you in particular would be interested in.
Oh, do tell.
I will just, I'm just fucking whip out the like bolt of just like really nice trash silk onto the onto the desk. I don't know how to describe it.
Could
We
I
didn't give it a
theoretically
color.
carry over the rest as well, if it's just in bolts?
Yeah,
I'll just say it's blue for the sake of it.
just whip out this kind of really nice old school blue silk on that's on a bolt. We came into possession of this, and we think it's quite valuable. Figured I'd try to sell it to a trusted local before I go up to any of the guilds.
Is indeed a nice gesture. I would certainly be interested in buying it from you. I
Does
don't
he need
know.
to make an appraise check?
Yeah, he just did. I don't know exactly where this comes from or how old it is, but to my estimations, it's worth. I'd give you 550 gold pieces.
If we want to counter that, do we need an appraise or diplomacy?
It would be
check?
diplomacy.
Okay. Just raise it up to
Here,
600.
I got it.
600, we went through a lot of trouble to get this.
Can
Darren,
I
we could
assist?
with how much the Golden Lions are struggling right now and the taxes. I'm sure that this would likely sell for a lot more, given the more recent activities. You could probably make more off of this than that.
Not to mention, we went through a good bit of trouble to get it. Good journey.
We already paid the
Good long
import tax
journey.
for you.
That's a good point. How much do you want for it?
Push
Just
650 for now.
620 as a friend discount.
Pick a number divisible by 7, please.
620 to the nearest divisible by 7 number.
I'll do you 600.
Perfect.
Done. Wait,
That's
hang
not
on.
divisible by 7.
That's not nicely
610.
divisible by 7.
And
610. Yeah, I put down my hand.
sure, okay.
Nope, 602.
Brilliant.
602. It divides evenly to 86.
There we go.
Charlo puts his hand on his forehead and says, "Fine, 6-2."
602.
602. Yes.
Fine, I'll toss the extra 2 in because I like you.
Thank you.
Thanks.
It's gonna save us a lot of trouble when we get back to the rest of the team.
Thank you for your trouble, and might I say, you have quite the collection here. I can see you're quite a talented tailor.
Absolutely.
Oh,
He is the
indeed. Are you
best
interested in
seamster I
buying
know.
any?
I may seek wear for a formal occasion, as I currently lack any.
He will finish off the transaction here. He slides you guys the bag of 602 gold pieces and starts tucking away the silk and says, well, if you are truly in the market, I've got a few that might suit a tiefling such as yourself.
I'll take a quick browse, but not too long. Best to not tear it for long.
Alright. Just for the sake of it, you find, like, on hand, he has, like, the traditional formal clothes of, like, suit, jacket type deal. It's around your size. He'd have to do a little bit of adjustment, but it's nothing, like, incredibly fancy made to order. It's kind of just, like, slacks and a suit.
How much?
I have to actually check that out. I forgot the price in the book.
Is
It's
it
probably
just
gonna
noble's
be-
clothing?
It's definitely not Noble's clothing, because Noble's clothing is, like, decked in jewels and stuff. That is, like, several hundred gold worth. But this would get you, like, a basic set of formal attire. Give me 2 more seconds, because I'm in the right chapter, but I don't remember where he is in relation to, like, weapons of armor.
No problem. If it's cheap enough, I might actually get it. Hold off a little on the full plate.
It's gonna be pretty cheap. Like, it's gonna be probably under 50 gold pieces.
Ah, then definitely.
I just have to find it, and I've gone around the frickin' page 17 times. Alright. Let's see. So yeah, a full-blown noble's outfit is actually 75 gold pieces. but if you wanted just like a decent formal attire,
Doublet?
I would say 15 gold pieces would cover it.
15. All right.
It's nothing like incredibly fancy, but it'll get you.
I'll take it.
All right. He asks for maybe like 5-10 minutes to do a couple of quick little adjustments, but that's about it.
Take measurements, maybe.
Yeah,
I
pretty
guess.
much.
Are the adjustments that quick to make? Or do
Just
I
for the
need to
sake
add-
of ease.
yeah.
Logan's were more substantial given the fact that he's, a fox
I'm-
person as opposed to like just a big old tiefling boy.
I'm wearing very soft and expensive clothing. Yours should be a little cheaper.
I think I charged you what, like 25 gold pieces?
I have the price actually because it was expensive as hell at the time. It was a 15 GP for the outfit and another 10 GP for the refit with the pockets.
Ah, got it. Okay, that's what I remembered. I remembered you paying 25, and I remember yours being fancier than this, so I gave him 15, which, why not? So, that's around the right price.
What shall I
Anyways,
call this
for the-
exactly?
Oh, excuse me?
What should I put this down in my inventory as?
Formal attire.
All right.
Oh damn! I should have killed a mimic back in that dungeon.
Resources wise, but that was in the dream. What would have you gotten?
Ah shit, that's right. I was
Night
thinking.
If in a dream, you're good.
Me and yeah, it's fine. All right, me and Logan are just talking about crafting a bag of holding.
All right.
All right. I
For the
suppose
sake of
I'll pack away
expediency, I'll
this-
just say he manages to tailor yours rather quickly. So, you don't have to wait and come back.
Do you do
that is no
gift
such
wrapping
thing.
for free by chance?
2 extra gold pieces.
Nah, that's fine. I'll just take it as it is. Sorry.
Haha.
Thank you very much, however.
Indeed. Come back if it ever, you need more.
Indeed. Good evening. Or morning.
Alright. It's around the morning still. But you guys head out. Alright, now let's figure out exactly how we're going to smush this intercharacter conflict. So, Talaro is slightly confused as to why we're heading off that direction and is more concerned about the guilds, or her guild specifically, the Golden Lions. But there are several of you that are pushing off towards the Aljoran Empire. So,
Yes. Speaking of which, if you guys are out shopping with me, do you guys mind stopping by? I need to pick up some items for if we're planning on heading out, or do we want to
Yeah.
leave tomorrow? You think? Get some time for us to pack up.
We
Let's get
should
some time.
definitely take some time to.
Most of the
pack
group
and-
isn't with you, Logan.
You don't want to go, you said. Would you like to come?
That was out of character.
Would you like to
I
come?
think-
if you do want to do shopping, this would be a good time to do it.
I
So
was
we
gonna
can
say,
just
I
kind
feel
of.
like we need to restock on supplies.
I
Yes.
would feel more comfortable supplying things if I knew what the plan was.
We should
Go to the
definitely
Aljoran
prep for
Empire
the
and see if
journey
they have any
of-
military activity. Report
That
back.
has not been established in character.
I thought that's what we were doing at the bar.
All right, let's head back to the bar before we continue shopping and just get this figured out.
Welcome back to the bar, everyone.
I was also gonna suggest that we probably pick up a quest on the way.
That would also be good.
Give us an excuse to be there.
So for now, I'm just gonna roll us back to the Booze Brothers. You guys finished selling these silks, got your 602 gold pieces, and head on back.
Everyone gets 86.
And for the sake of just being, for the in-character part, you notice that there is just an argument that has kind of been ongoing between a few members of the party as to which direction we should head on next. So,
That one direction to a place.
to kind of get it down to a list, Doth has a weird feeling urging him to go northwest. Zach and Logan have a plan that they're not exactly sharing. And
Although we
Talaro
agree
is
with
more
Doth.
concerned-
We go west.
And
Northwest or
Talaro
just
is more
west?
concerned with the Golden Lions Guild in
West.
the city.
West.
West.
We.
Okay, Well, what have characters said that they know? Like, has Doth said he feels the weird sword connection?
I say we want to go west.
For
Exactly
what
due
reason?
west.
Spoken like a goddamn a true barbarian.
Power that
give-
way. We
I
must go
give Doth
stop.
the finger guns.
I'm
This
go
man, he
bunker.
knows right where it's
Yeah.
at. Let's follow him.
Yep. I concur.
Great
Just
power.
Southwest, nothing else?
World-ending power. That way.
Here's-
Must stop.
Okay,
Oh.
so he claims he claims he senses. Okay.
So, all right, our friend's demon
Time
sword
to
is.
split the party.
Let's not do that. So our friend's demon sword is telling us to go northwest.
Has he actually said that the demon sword is like this is what I'm trying to figure out?
I think he's
Because I'm
implying it
really
now.
trying to not metagame.
So, Andrew, what exactly does Doth say?
Yeah, please.
I feel like we need to head west. Something tells me great power is west. World-ending power, possibly.
I'll take a note of that for some reason you think that, and kind of give Zach a sideways glance.
Yeah. I'll just raise an eyebrow.
Does this have something to do with the Colonel?
The Colonel?
Colonel, yes.
I'm just like, I feel like if we don't go there,
Colonel.
we're screwing up.
I see.
Alright, well, if we can't find any other reason, let's at least find a job in that direction, and hopefully we can
So I think.
guess-
hit two birds with one stone.
As a group here, we have two similar directions, and if we can pick out a quest in a way, that'd be nice as well. We have one deviation.
Yep, so we're heading west, and our current goals are to analyze or talk to someone about this, the Dwarven rations, if we can find them and they're willing to talk, as well as to observe military action within the Aljoran Empire to see if they're planning anything, and to see what Dot's gut's saying.
I need to know that we're not gonna get back, and I'm not gonna get strip searched when we come back to the town, and I need to get back to my ship.
If you're not
How-
comfortable leaving your ship in the harbor, could you hand it off to your first mate and they could just run
I
shipment
don't
while you're
have
not
a
here?
first mate.
What trouble
Didn't
could
you
your
notice
ship
all the
have?
Goliaths that I pay? I pay them for each trip. Sometimes they switch off.
To offer a potential solution, if you just want to get it out of the city, you could always essentially go and
Stick
take
it
a
in the
short
lake.
trip overseas. Even just go up this way and
Can we
park
go
it-
up a canal here? Is this?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was what I was getting at. Is if you want to get your ship out of the city, that's an option.
So you suggest we sail to the Aljoran Empire then, Mon Capitan?
I already told you I don't like that.
There.
So that's an option that you have.
I'm not saying any of that. I'm saying I don't want to be strip searched when we come when we
What are
come
you gonna
back.
do about that?
What
Well-
can we do?
Yeah, there's not a whole lot we can actually do about that right now, because we are, as you said,
We could
level
ask
3.
around. I
I
checked in
have.
at the guild, and I asked if there was anything I could do. I can check in again.
Okay, and if
Well,
they tell
by
you
all
no,
means.
Because we were told no. Though there wasn't much we could do to help.
When
Well,
did you
then-
ask?
Zach and I went drinking last night.
Mm-hmm.
Met someone. Or, excuse me, Dark and I went drinking.
Met someone?
Who'd you talk to?
Someone at a bar. I don't remember their name, actually.
You do remember their name. What are you talking about?
No, I actually don't
Yeah.
remember their name.
I don't either.
I actually don't know their name.
Oh.
That's not a lie.
Well, okay.
Do you remember the bar by chance? Perhaps this
Then
could
what
be
kind
a
of
good informant for
qualifications do
us.
they have to make judgments like that?
They had a guild emblem?
That doesn't mean anything.
Means they work in the guilds and they're more knowledgeable than I am.
Could we meet them at the same bar, do you think?
Doubt
I-
it. They look like a traveler.
Don't remember. I don't remember how much we've told the party about our guild.
You've told them nothing.
Shit.
Essentially-
told
we
us
literally
nothing.
don't even know you're in a guild.
What guild?
Yeah.
I work in quality assurance.
There's that guild. I work in resource management.
Talent acquisition.
Yup.
Would you like to hear about vector marketing?
I would like to hear everything you could share, please. Thanks.
Well, let's see. I like Dopp's idea, but I also think we should follow up on the second lead from a while back. Currently, our main source of employment, which has been this generous sack of 100 platinum pieces each, came from someone trying to get us to stop the Lionsmith. So,
Alex, would I know the Colonel thing is actually the one directing me? Or is it just a gut feeling?
It's a gut feeling, but I also mentioned back in the other thing, like, it's similar to how Kamal was hunting these things in the first place, is he doesn't know exactly where they are either. He just has like a gut feeling for powerful artifacts. So I've mentioned it in the past. It's up to you whether or not you'd make the connection.
I say it's a gut feeling. I'm gonna leave it up to the party to see if they make that connection. I'm not smart enough to make that connection.
Okay. Can I
Would
roll
I
I'm
be
not.
like
I'm not
him?
rolling. I'm not going to roll anything for that. I'll
Is
just take
there
your word for
Yeah.
it.
knowledge arcana or knowledge religion?
That would be
You
knowledge.
want to go in the direction I want to go, so I'm okay with it.
Brain blast. Not as big brain blast.
I mean, that's good enough to remember because I think I literally said it at some point.
Awesome. You did tell us that the sword is like bound to him.
But this might have actually even been maybe when you were gone, Charlie. But there's a moment where I mentioned, like, the reason why he's hunting these down in the first place is because he has a gut feeling for artifacts of power, which is how he knew where it was and why he was searching for it in the same time frame you guys were.
I remember that.
So you would probably, with the 17 and the 21, remember at least that the Lionsmith gave Kamal a similar power, and given that Andrew is connected now to the Colonel and they're rather similar, it's not that big of a stretch.
Well, I'd say our large friend's here's abilities most likely tied to that fancy new interdimensional god sword he got. Something tells me the Colonel's trying to tell him something with heading northwest. And when it comes to, at least from my perspective, issues involving the divine usually should be resolved as quickly lest they fester and become demons. And I mean that in the most literal sense.
I don't
Hilara's
mind
sitting
them.
there very salty because she does not want to cause an international incident, but doesn't want to have to explain that.
We're in international waters.
No,
We're
no, no, no,
fine.
no, no, no.
There is no nation where
she-
we're going.
What
Think about
international
what
incident?
phrasing she used.
No, we don't. What did you say?
I said
just,
she does not want to be strip searched or frisked too heavily. She has a token on her that shows that she's the princess.
We have no knowledge of that, so
I
No.
know, that's why I'm. But she's
Yeah.
sitting there very salty because she can't explain any of that. But she really doesn't want to have to. She doesn't want to cause an international incident
Okay.
Well,
Carry
how
it.
coming
about we
back into
take-
the city.
out of
I
character,
won't-
just don't carry it then.
To
Hide it.
Ugh.
Yeah, you're
Look
gonna yell
at-
at Zach, not me.
to expedite this, hold on. So that we
Let's-
don't just
yeah, let's
blow up
expedite
Maggie for
this.
30 minutes. Rachel, I will just say, if you were wanting to go back to the Golden Lions and double check, they would essentially they would let you know, at least at the current moment, they don't think it's going to escalate that far. It's mostly just things are tense because of a land grab going on. They don't think it's gonna escalate to like full-on stoppage of trade that would cost the city tens of thousands of gold like an hour. So they're not gonna, completely freeze trade and like brutalize the merchants.
From
It's
what I
just-
understand.
Okay, I walked away.
Oh,
So I missed all of that.
okay.
I'm pissed as hell. This is a discussion for when we're not streaming, because this is an out of game or out of character problem now.
Yeah,
This is.
that's what I was essentially getting at, is to take a step back. Essentially, I would give you more information from the guild if you were to go and ask, and it is essentially that at the current moment they don't see it escalating as far as you are thinking. They're not going to, freeze trade in and out of the city and like break ships and strip search the merchants, and they're not going to cause that big of an issue. It's just because things are tense right now because of that land grab.
See, last week you said that if you had more time, you would come up with something because you weren't expecting Tarlaro to ask if there was anything she could do.
Yeah.
So I
and-
was kind of betting on that.
Yeah, and that's what I'm trying to kind of get at now, is
Yes.
it's almost like a drop in the ocean type of problem, where similar to what we were talking about before, there's not much individuals can do in these types of circumstances. So they're not expecting you to go out and like solve world hunger. It's mostly kind of just keep
It's
your
a
head
bunch-
down. We're gonna try to get this to blow over. We think it's gonna be okay.
It's just a bunch of bureaucracy as far as anyone's aware.
Yeah.
I mean, in a way, we could probably find a way to solve world hunger. We would just probably need a couple Tarasques.
So,
Or just every
That's solving
cleric
the wrong
dedicated
problem.
to conjuring, or every cleric dedicated to conjuring food.
In character,
So if there's no one to eat the food, then there's no food shortage.
so
I would like to follow up on Duff's claim then on the artifact. We certainly are embroiled enough in this quest, but I suggest we do take a quest in that direction. We can either on the way there or back.
So we
And,
I'm not
for it.
responsible for any international incidences.
yeah.
What? Yeah, did you say that in character?
Yes.
What do you mean by international incidences?
Oh, we'll find if my fears come to pass, you will find out.
Okay.
What? Oh, because of the Eljoran Empire?
Well, I suppose that means let's go start a war. Hoorah!
It's like,
I mean,
This is
Don't
just
worry.
it's only a Tuesday.
don't worry, Trouble. Soon enough, we'll start our own.
Talara's too
Instances,
angry. She
whatever.
says nothing further.
Come now, we can't resolve this at this with this kind of circumstance.
Would you like to come?
there are clashing secrets and backstories here that obviously people don't want to, fully reveal. So, for the sake of things, I will just say, essentially, Rachel, you would get told to, keep your head down, maybe leave the city if you want to or have any desire. They're not expecting you to do like a large quest to help save the guild. They think they're going to be fine. So
We can save a final decision for tomorrow, I suppose.
No, she agreed now. She's just not saying anything further.
Okay.
All right. Well, if that's the case, then
We need provisions.
if we're going to be traveling by sea, and I've been wanting to do something about the monster perks I've been harvesting. They don't
How
last
much
for as
of-
long as I'd nearly like. Can we go pick up an assload of salt?
That's definitely in the pit. Hey,
do
where's
some
the
curing.
nearest port actually on the world map there?
nearest other than the one you're at.
Yeah, like
I
closest
basically
west. Seems like it's kind of roundabout.
Imagine that there'd be something around here.
There is, one of these other roads essentially connects here. So wherever you see those
We got this.
Dotted
red
lines. Okay, so
wherever
we
the
could
dash
either,
red lines connect with the
so
dash
we could
red.
either dock here or here. It looks like.
This one isn't gray. This one is orange, which indicates it's a road, right?
Yeah, it's a road that intercepts with the gray one, which is a sea trade, which presuming there's somewhere for you to dock there. It's not like a super massive town, but it's, it's a trade
Right.
route.
So we could. How long would the sea route take then?
I don't know. I guess we could figure it out though.
Yeah.
Just do rough math real quick. Presuming it took you a week to get about 5 plus.
So it's about, I don't know what the scaling you're using, but it's 15 feet it's 15 feet out of the gate, and then plus another 8 or 9. So we're looking about at 24 feet of map movement.
Yeah, just eyeballing it, you're doing about like 3 days.
Okay, that's not bad.
3 to 4
Let me.
with the U-turn.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and do some math real quick.
So we still need some way to deal with water. So
Rations and crew payment. What were they again?
It's a few silver pieces per day per person, but I think I've just been saying like basically just like 2 gold pieces will cover you for most short journeys.
Okay.
Ah, you were worried about searches in the Eljoran Empire, you meant?
No.
just
Will be
coming
going for
back
any
into
borders.
here.
Then what's the problem with leaving, I guess? You're worried about getting searched while leaving?
Because we're gonna end up coming back here.
Yeah.
I mean that's kind of unavoidable.
Does the Eljoran Empire have a branch of the
But that's
Adventurers
why
Guild?
I don't want to get searched on the way back, is because we're inevitably ending up back here.
Alex?
I guess we'll see what transpires while we're on our journey then. Things
Yeah.
may be completely different when we come back, so.
And she doesn't want them to get worse, which is, so now that Alex has said it probably won't get worse, and she would have gotten that from the guild, she will reluctantly agree.
Couldn't hear you, Nick. What were you saying?
Is there a branch of the Adventurers Guilds in the Eljoran Empire, or is it exclusive to Karaku?
There would be kind of adventurers guilds across the continent that kind of work together. There aren't any, like, you guys are essentially in the guild city, so there aren't, you know, massive ones elsewhere, but there are, like, you could take a quest here and it would be like
It's
you
different
could
for
find
every
one.
country then. Got it.
It's more just it's like a localized adventurers guild as opposed to like a super governmental agency.
Gotcha. Well, you know, if we ever need a really bad excuse that we can kind of roll with, my research project is kind of really vague in terms of what I need to do, because all I need to do is get a beholder eye. So, tell
Those
most people
exist?
that and they'll... Yeah, they do. We need their central eye for an anti-magic cone. Long story short, make a safe capsule so you don't get absolutely fucked by an astral dreadnought.
That sounds important enough.
Yeah.
Does my character know anything about beholders?
Once again, they're like definitely not in the common lexicon. So you would know like of them, but not really much of anything about them. Like you would recognize the term beholder, but
Yeah.
Like,
that's about it.
Maybe
So-
some legends or chronicles at best in my order, but that's about it.
So if we ever get questioned by anybody about what our purpose is, we can always resort to that. Makes sense why we're such a large and varied group as well.
Yeah, I saw your DM though. Do you think you could do some of that quick math? Because it's gonna be hard for me to do that.
You got to give me a rate for
Oh yeah, it's
70.
give me 2 seconds.
It's more than 70. It's I don't know what it is though.
Oh, I don't
So-
remember the ship spat. Yeah, it's
So if we need a cover, we
You
could
said like
always
9.8
use that.
knots, right?
It'd be nice to pick up a job in that direction,
Or
but I'm not
9.1
sure what
knots.
if we're gonna be able to find that, lest we just go around asking random villages if they need any work done.
Yeah, I know that rate. I just need the
yeah, I don't remember what exactly we decided for sea travel, but that is a good. I mean, I'm actually slightly confused. Why are you searching for an excuse to leave?
Or like, basically, like if we get questioned in the Empire on why we're there,
Oh, okay.
like just making idle. I'm just making idle role play,
Yeah, okay. I got slightly lost in the sauce.
filling the. Yeah, I'm just filling the void.
Are we still at the bar currently?
Yes. And at this point, since we've kind of at least somewhat decided, do we want to travel by land or by sea? Like, how important is getting your ship out of the city to you, Rachel? Do you want to stay here, or do you want it to be docked elsewhere?
I'd rather dock it elsewhere if it's going to be an issue,
All right.
since
so,
I am being
wouldn't that mean having to pay for more
manhandled
crew?
into leaving. I'd rather take my ship so that, you know, no one tries boarding it and searching it while
While
its
you're
captain is gone, because, you know, Golden Lines are being persecuted.
Alright.
One more thing before the party leaves the bar. Miu.
Yep.
You always claim to be some kind of... what was it again?
Quality assurance specialist.
And are you part of an organization as a quality assurance specialist?
I am. Here's my card.
Wait, that's not a wizard spell.
And I hand the cover card
Remind me again what was on that?
Did you want mine too? Resource management.
Did I tell you what guild that you were?
Is this just
You just said you just said I had a cover card
Yeah.
when we were on the ship.
Ah, okay.
Well, what does the cover card say exactly then?
I don't know
it
what
would-
guild it says I'm a part of. It just says
Yeah.
that I'm quality assurance for the guilds out of Yanarosa. Just an official card as far as cards go.
Out of
You see-
Yanarosa?
There's she hands you an ID that identifies her as a member of the Workers' Fist, which is the third guild in the city.
Hmm.
I would probably also have said similar Workers' Fist card then.
Does that happen to match what I saw, Alex?
To some extent, it's not entirely out of the ordinary because your character is not incredibly well versed, so it seems okay.
Hmm.
But if you'd like to, I don't know whether this would be a sense motive. It probably would be. So if you'd like to roll sense motive, I'd allow it.
I would, I suppose.
Alright. And just for the sake of it, you roll me bluff.
I'm rolling bluff. Hang on, sorry, I was still doing math. I'm heading back to the campaign page, and I'm rolling bluff for... Trouble's trying to guess what here?
Seeing if he gets any weird vibes from you. Okay. It seems pretty on the level to you, Trouble, given what you've seen in your past with these people. She
Resource
seems to be on the level.
acquisitions.
I mean, here's a form if you want to fill one out, Trouble, or you want to see what my work consists of. As I pull out my, I guess just cover forms, the same ones that I had brought on our first escapade towards the Goblin camp.
I
But I
would
had,
like to actually meet with your guild at some point and inquire into what kind of employment they offer.
Sure, I can get you a connection.
Lovely. I
All right.
can't wait.
We'll practice an interview for you, and then we'll have you ready to go by the time we get back.
I'll just whisper to Miyu.
We're getting in.
That'll be a task.
I whisper back, I'm hoping he has a bad memory.
Yeah.
So.
I did the calculations though, Alex, and sent them over. It looks like it's
Okay,
going to be
cool.
inferior.
Inferior.
Yeah.
Oh, were we going to
Shouldn't
ask?
be that much worse, should it?
It's worse. But not in a significant enough manner, I think, because we're looking at 11 and 2.75.
All right.
So that's
just for
13
the sake of
compared to 21 and a half.
for the sake of clarity here, essentially
Yeah.
what we're trying to figure out is
Travel time.
exactly how much travel time we'll have to pass.
Well, we
Because
have to count
depending on if we
fraction.
go over sea for the first leg or over land, there are different amounts of time to spend, and it's kind of a pain calculating them in the middle of session because I hadn't really. I mean, I had figured out one of them, but I hadn't thought about going over sea. So,
Mm.
I'll
Would
ask
see
the
factors
barkeep for a
working.
map, and I'll kind of explain the benefits of going by land.
all right, let me get rid of my big arrow real quick.
Yeah, you're not gonna win to Lara over on that one.
You'd rather spend money on a ship being kept in a foreign port?
Yes, I do it all the time.
We could hitch a ride of a caravan. That would have probably cleared
That's
us off.
not going to allay her fears of her ship being raided.
What's on the ship?
What's on the ship? Yeah. It's empty.
She doesn't want them to, like... First of all, it's not empty, because she keeps a lot of her stuff on there. Hidden.
Yes, but you're
Carefully.
trying to justify this to with a party. That's
This
the
is true.
issue.
So she says, first of all, I keep very nice things that I don't really want people to get a hold of on the ship. Second, sometimes people take ships that have been abandoned in harbor and just claim them for themselves, even though they don't have ownership of it.
Well,
You
then
hire Port
certainly you
Authority?
could dock it under your guild and put it under maintenance. Can't
You mean the Golden Lions Guild, which is currently being harassed throughout the city?
At least you would
Economically
know if
sanctioned,
you're-
it seems.
Yes. Yeah, that's about what we know about it.
I was treated much harshly while we came in than you guys were. I agreed to go. I am not backing down from going by ship.
All right. Are you willing to pay the difference?
I've already set aside money for the crew.
No. Are you willing to pay the difference in overland travel costs and rations and water and gear and
Wouldn't
horses?
be that extreme. I think it's only a few days extra.
Why the hell would we have horses?
You want to go by foot?
What's wrong with going by foot?
How are you going to carry 200 pounds of gear?
This is...
Logan, this is turning into a discussion that, like, you have made a lot of assumptions on.
Alex, am I off topic here?
I think so. So,
Alright.
primarily, I was about to get to this, for the sake of clarity. There is a few players in the party have a thing that essentially leads them to this mountain range, which is kind of where I had plotted out the next chunk of the bit. But the problem is that that's like 2,000 miles overland. So, there's a whole bunch of math going on in the background about travel time and duration. So, primarily, I mean, there is a small difference in going over land versus going over the road. I'm actually surprised it was that large.
It's 7 days difference one way, so it'll be a 2-week difference on the round trip.
So what you're saying is we need to find the closest moth and call the eagles.
Yes. That would actually
I
be
have-
the single fastest way.
I'm not a high enough. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
What do you mean you're
Val,
not
I'm
high
in this
enough?
game.
You're not an immortal wizard? What?
No, I
You
haven't
can't
ascended
transform
to
into a
lichdom.
dragon at will?
I haven't ascended to lichdom yet.
So,
Damn.
I am
for the sake
willing
of
to
it,
go...
I will just say,
Sorry.
so that we can, I mean, this has obviously been a rough patch, but let's just say we're going over the sea and just eat the 7 extra days. I don't think it matters that much in the grand scheme of things. I'll take it into account.
How
Alright.
much are the, like, are those rivers, like, fairly accurate? Because if there's rivers, then there can be towns going into the, like, to get closer as well.
The rivers would be pretty accurate. I didn't have, that's just another thing, like, travel calculation wise that makes it a little bit more difficult. So
I'm just throwing
for-
it out there as, like, like, it wouldn't be, like, theoretically there are ways to get it closer through, but
just for the sake of ease, let's just say dock at the coast, because that makes not having to like optimize a pathway through rivers a lot, more easier to handle.
mhm.
So,
I'd say our best bet would be parking at the border on the peninsula. We could probably dock on the side of the Trade Republic and then hike in from that direction. That would be my proposition.
I mean, I guess that is another thing.
Like, sail around this way, dock here, hike in here. Because then we can at least hop on a major intersection, major byway until about here, and then just drop off and start hiking.
Making through that's going to be our biggest problem. We want to spend as few days in the white territory as possible, I'd bet.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, that's already going to be a...
So,
So this
The-
is what, 6?
I'll say like this is a short enough
Oh.
little jaunt that I'm like that little bit by the coast. You could probably like I'll just say for the sake of it, there is just going to be somewhere you can dock your ship there and then walk to here.
Okay. Because that would be my plan on the easiest way to fix this.
That does save a lot of time.
Yeah, because let's hybridize the trip, because that way we're getting the best of both worlds of we're going by land and we're getting Rachel's ship out of the city.
Yes. So,
So,
I guess I will just make clear now. I have to do a tiny bit of math. Give me like 2 minutes. To
The answer is
do
6.
some subtraction.
right.
6 what?
Also,
The answer is 6 going to Trailhead from
6 days to get there, or
yeah, it's 176 miles.
okay, and that's
5.86 days going from the town at the
So,
very
6 days.
bottom of the coast here, or I'm in the wrong mode, to go from here to the nearest end of the road.
is like 6 days.
It's 6 days, 5.86 days, coupled with the 4 going out and around. I guess it might be closer to 4.5
Probably-
with the extra bit.
Yeah, 4.5. But let's just round it
Round
down
it to
to
4.
4 for the sake. So 4 and then 6, and then what we had calculated before.
Before we had calculated 13. We're shaving 3 days one way. So that is optimal.
Wouldn't it be 14? Wouldn't it? That's what I was gonna say. It's 4 on the sea, 6 to get to the town.
For the current path?
Yeah, I'll run with these numbers just for the sake of it. So
Yeah, it's 13.75, so call it 14, dropping it down to about 10. Yeah,
okay.
those are the numbers that make sense.
Cool. So just so everyone's on the same page, there's essentially an extended travel sequence coming up where you guys will have to prepare in advance and figure out like what exactly you're going to be needing. So I'll post this in Trail Hunter. This is the rough breakdown for the number of days you'll be spending on each leg of the journey. It's 4 days to get to this little port. I'll draw out some dots. 4 days to get to the first dot, 6 days to get to the second dot. I don't remember exactly where we went in before, but I think it was... Logan, do you remember where the third dot was?
The third dot? Yeah, I can pull it up. Third dot was... Alright, so it's the
That's right here.
leftmost point. It should be... let me go find it. It's the leftmost point. Yeah, right there. That's the one.
Yeah, okay.
And then from there to
And
the
then
K.
there's something in here. So
We went due directly west, actually, with a, 2-degree south or southerly pace going into the mountains.
it's around equivalent.
It's around
just for
there,
the
yeah.
sake of it. So essentially, this journey is going to be split up into 4 legs. The first is going to be over sea. Now that we figured that out, that'll take you about 4 days to get to the first point. Then across land, which if you get horses, will take you around 6 days, I think.
Yeah.
Let me scroll back down to the bottom. Then it's about 2 weeks worth of travel on horse to this point for 3. And then you get the rough terrain where the gray section is, and this is about 10 days. So in other
Or on
words,
horse.
that actually would have been.
We have to do that on foot, right?
Do
I would
people live in
calculate
that
it on
mountain
horse.
range?
I think
No.
did we calculate
Okay.
that for on foot?
So, I don't know if we did, but I think it would just be the difference between on foot and on horse, but I'm not sure. Essentially, Charlie, the gray area is where I'm gonna start counting like true rough terrain for the entire journey.
Okay.
You're going up like, sheer cliff faces and mountainsides. No one lives there.
Gotcha.
because
All right. Okay, cool. Because there's mountain people. We can maybe switch over to some goats
Yeah.
and go.
No one lives there because it's literally just like a hellscape full of volcanoes.
If we're supposed to be going to the... If we're supposed to be going to the Empire, where are we going there? Just be like, have they told us they have random markings and they want to go there?
Sir Andrew's gut saying to go.
And then we pretty much deduced that was
Best.
from his god sword.
And we'd also be able
So
to
it's
see border
just
activity.
Andrew. Like, that's where the markings are leading him.
I mean,
At the moment.
Logan and I
Andrew's
want to go
the
there
one
too.
that's going there,
but-
and then Logan and Zach are agreeing for some reason, but Andrew is pushing in that way. And in the meantime, it kind of hits what there was like another kind of small objective of trying to figure out what was up with the military supplies that you guys found, which had markings from the Empire. So you would be stopping by a little town, which is the second point here, in which you might be able to inquire about that.
Sounds like a plan. Do we need to get the horses in Yana Rosa? Or will there be horses for sale or available?
There's going to be, I think,
Yeah.
I think
At
a better
point
chance is
one-
getting horses there. Also,
Alright.
I don't want to pay for feed over sea.
It's 4 days of feed over sea.
You want to pay
That-
For
thousands
horses.
of food for 4 days?
I mean, just
You're
for the
right.
sake of ease, I will just kind of nudge that city that's here just closer to the coast. So there is enough. You can find horses there.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
this is where I was kind of going to leave it up to you guys to prepare what you would need for this journey. So it's going to be pretty long, given that it's... Here, I'll write down the number. just
Are
so
the
I can
gold
see.
pieces just rations for the crew and paying for the crew, or
And
Would
Essentially,
it cover the rations for everyone for 4 days?
it's just the crew for the
Okay.
2 gold pieces. But they'll essentially travel with you, and then they'll find other work. So
Okay.
the problem being that it's essentially 30 days one way. So you'll have to have quite a bit of preparation.
We edit the spreadsheet.
Hey Zach, you want a fun number? Or a
uh,
fun thing?
oh shit. Oh shit. Let me ask this question first. Logan, we were going
Yes?
to ask the guild for
Yeah.
help
Hey.
acquiring a decanter of endless water, right?
We're going to go and make a trip and try and make a. We're gonna go ask someone if we can borrow something. We're gonna go
Yeah.
ask our guild if we can borrow something for the trip and call it a work expense.
Yeah.
In order
And,
to not make you guys have to carry literally 2,000
Because
pounds.
otherwise, Doth will literally die trying to carry this much water.
No, I'll be fine. It's just you'll have to carry your own weight.
Assuming we can find water on the way.
For the first time in forever.
In a
I don't think we can rely
volcano?
down on finding water through this area and this area.
The wilderness you could find with presumably survival checks to find, running streams, but
But,
especially in the rough
Yeah,
terrain, given that
20
it's literally-
days
Alright,
of
let's assume
field of
20 days of
volcano?
water.
No.
So
it's-
20 days times 7 people times the weight of water is 8.3 pounds per gallon.
It's,
I would actually, now that I've given it a little bit of extra stuff, I mean, it's not entirely. There are actually like snowy bits of it where you would be able to fill up, but just for the sake of everything, it would be difficult for you to carry that much water. Therefore,
Yeah.
It's 1,200 pounds of water.
Decanter of endless water.
It's,
we don't have
it's going to
water
be a
yet.
life.
Yeah.
That's
Again,
where Darak
that's
and
where
I are
the-
going to go.
That's where the
Yeah.
whole get money scheme for Anya, so I can make all the fucking like quality of life items.
So,
Darak
I'm-
and I are going to go take care of that.
Andrew,
We'll be
I
back
may
in
I may
an
not
hour.
have any money left.
Cool.
So
How?
So Mew and
decanters of endless water are really expensive.
they're 9 grand. We don't have enough money for that.
That's why we're asking the guild for an assistance.
That's why we're going to just go ask them to give us one.
Yeah.
Drop
You'll
in
have
Notion,
money
remember?
left.
Okay.
Sure. Except what if they want a down payment
Yeah.
for like collateral?
Only like a 20% down payment.
So I
for
think
going, like-
you being able to drink might about cover my my share here. But
if there is a down payment,
see.
that will cover it.
All right,
On
so
the-
everyone go out and buy your own
uh,
rations, and then we'll meet back here towards dinner time.
For
Okay.
30 days.
and, I mean, we'll
think?
probably want to ration up a couple times along the way as well, because otherwise we're going to be carrying hundreds of pounds of rations.
Well, the nearest place we'll be able to buy rations is Mark Point or Waypoint 2.
Yeah, but
so
we should
just buy 4. So for now, just make sure you have 4 days of rations for the boat, and then let's restock once we get to town, so we're not like the asthmatic crew.
I'd imagine though that the prices of
Yeah.
rations in town will be cheaper than out of town.
Yeah. Yes. That's
So-
true, I
I
guess.
suppose we could just load up the ship as well and deal with it.
I mean, it's an extra weight to pack in is
Yeah.
one point, but I guess it's whatever balance
It
you
would
want to
just-
strike.
We
I mean,
definitely
you've
want
gotta-
horses.
you've got a ship up to point 1, and presumably you're picking up horses at point 1, so weight should not be that big of an issue because horses can carry quite a bit, and so can a ship.
I'd be more concerned if the ship couldn't. You're right. We were debating putting the horses on the ship.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with trail rations, cause fuck this.
Hey,
So-
didn't Andrew have
There
something to
should be
say
like
about that?
No,
Why-
don't.
No.
No. All right,
trail
what's the, weight,
ration-
what's the weight and cost on trail rations?
5
I will-
silver a day.
Yeah.
What's the weight on them?
I think
Oh,
trail
1
rations.
half. They're a pound each.
They're a pound each.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's a lot of poundage worth of rations.
5 silver, so for one person.
For one person, we're looking at. So it's a 14-day journey round trip, right?
No, it's more than 4. Or the.
Oh.
What am I looking at round trip?
4 plus 6 plus
Uh,
14 plus 10 times 2.
So for the first leg, it's gonna be 4.
34
just to get
times 2, so 68.
Yeah, 68,
God,
so a couple
Jesus.
months.
Okay. All right. So we're looking
You should
at
pack your
everyone.
weed.
everyone talk. Dude, I think the meme at this point is I just have an infinite stock.
Anya just finds more pockets to pull it out.
I was gonna say there's just again. I think we're running on Anya operates on Snoop Dogg logic where she just always has pot.
Yep.
So we're looking about 34 gold pieces for everyone to eat for the entire 68 days.
That's not as bad as I thought it would be.
40 gold pieces, alright. I guess everyone will scratch that off.
Well, that's assuming that we don't do any kind of foraging and any
That's
hunting, any
assuming-
trapping.
I was gonna say, do we have anyone who is good at that?
We could buy nets for fishing if we wanted.
What would
We
that
could try
be?
and smoke fish.
Survival?
Survival.
Survival.
I have
mean,
not
I've
put
got a
any
plus
points into
4.
survival yet.
All right.
As a warning, I would also say this is presuming nothing goes wrong.
Mhm.
How have you not put points into survival? That's like one of
It's
the
not a
most
class
important
skill for us.
things.
Yeah.
Wizard.
Never
Yeah.
It is a class skill, but
We never.
I
God,
I
apparently
know.
have trail rations that I have not eaten yet, so I'm just gonna
I have a +2 in it still, but
keep those
Alright.
in there.
I was gonna
Yeah.
say,
38
like,
gold?
34.
34?
Okay.
One way. Or
So
is
guys- Guys, I'm gonna propose something radical that may or may go against. What's everyone's alignment?
What do you want to kill?
How do you guys feel about eating the monsters?
Better than the horses?
Yeah.
it is indeed
What's
better
the
than the
problem with
horses.
that?
If we,
I mean, have you eaten monster meat before?
me, my
Yeah.
character Anya, absolutely. It's more of like if we kill a goblin, is everyone comfortable spit roasting that guy?
I'm neutral good. I don't think I'd have a problem with it. If
You know,
Cool.
on any given
These
day,
dudes are stupid enough to be killed by us.
If
I
if
mean-
it keeps me fed, I'm okay with it.
All
Go
right.
completely
Okay.
fair.
Anya, on
I'll
any
just
given
have
day,
fun.
though, if I had to choose between giving up 5 silver versus eating goblin for dinner,
We're eating
Yeah.
goblin for dinner. Okay.
I'm
cool.
I'm willing to
just-
spend a little bit more. I'll cover myself on that, but
All right.
thanks.
Cool.
Yeah.
So I'm just making sure that we're all feeling that we could potentially
If it comes to it, I
Bust
will
out
eat
the-
goblin.
bust out the cooking monster rules.
That's
Cool.
what that is.
Alright, and then we do have some people with survival as a skill, so that's nice.
And I have, technically, if we want to get bullshit, I can use my harvest parts feature to get us monster bits that we could eat.
You could do that.
So we, technically,
What else?
I'm just
You don't
gonna
have meat
nuke
from kills, we have a
the
+11.
weight for now. I'm just gonna
That's
nuke
fair.
the weight for now because it's gonna yell at me otherwise.
Yeah, I mean you're on a ship/horse, so
Yeah.
you can carry it.
I'm
Um,
just gonna grab the 68 days of trail rations.
I would say
Guys, I
since-
also have 15 pounds of cheese for some reason.
that's a lot of cheese.
I don't know when I picked that up.
Probably
Whoa.
gross by now.
Unless it's just like hard, unless it's Parmesan.
It's
I
extra
mean-
flavor.
Technically, cheddar you can cut the mold off of it.
Yeah,
Or if it's blue, you just kind of eat it. And
Yeah.
Be sad.
that's the whole point of the cheese. Yeah, I'm gonna say it's bad because I feel like I've also memed that out at some point. So,
So
cool.
when the
I said
hell
it
did you get 15 pounds of cheese?
probably in the dream world, and it's something Anya just nicked off of some dead guy.
I'll add 20 rations to my inventory just in case, I guess.
Cool. I also just wanted to ask: is there a scroll shop where I could pick up some scrolls before we leave?
There is indeed. You could find several of them.
All right, because I have a list. You can tell me how many of those I can get or not.
Go ahead and roll perception, just to like as you kind of glance around the city, trying to,
Okay.
or even diplomacy if you would like, just to try to like ask people around.
Anya talking to people. bro.
Okay, with a 22, literally just any scroll in the game that you want, you find it here. It is
Perfect.
base price.
Okay. They're all second and first level spells, so I'm just gonna need to get the cost on those real fast.
All right, I would just look that up. I don't remember exactly.
All right. Oh, wait, I have that in my inventory for how much they cost. Because I have that feed.
Make sure it's
Oh,
price
that's
of purchasing, not price of.
yeah. That's Jesus. Why is it so expensive to fucking craft scroll?
And then I was also gonna say, since we are doing an extended planning session, a couple of knowledge natures would do well.
I'm good at
Or
those.
knowledge geography.
I got
actually.
you.
If you've got knowledge geography, this would be actually more in line with what it
Also,
needs. All right. Okay.
Or what's the deets on you?
So Anya, you know, in character what this mountain range is. So as I was kind of saying before, it's uninhabited precisely because it is terrible to travel through. There are like a mixture of just flat snow plains with nothing for miles, and basalt cliffs which just lead up to a volcanic mountain range where there are just several active volcanoes just continuously like gurgling out
Okay.
lava. So
All
it
right, I'll
switches
tell
from frigid cold to incredibly hot.
to incredibly hot. All right, so I'll tell everyone to get. We're going to need to pick up some furs at some point to make coats out of, or you're going to need to get nice thick coats. You're also going to be needing to change into different equipment. Also, we need mountaineering gear.
It's
Pythons,
cold in the
picks,
markings?
ropes. Pythons, picks, ropes, cleats, that sort of thing. Crampons.
Hey, Logan.
Yeah.
While you're there, look into this.
So it's
That
cold
might be
in the
useful.
markings.
It's a mixture of both
Actually,
flat snow plains, which are frigid cold, to incredibly hot because it's a volcanic
Not bad.
range. So
bad.
be prepared for a wide range of temperatures and quite a bit of climbing. So
I guess I'll go shop for winter clothes later.
there is something that all of you should probably purchase for this is a cold weather outfit. It just costs 8 gold pieces, and it includes like a heavy coat with parka and gloves and stuff.
Cool.
What I
Is Charlie
remember.
allowed? Is Charlie allowed to know every single wizard spell and just choose them every day, or does he know only
No.
specific ones?
I think he has to scribe scrolls like you do. In
I have to.
5e.
It's basically it's the same magic system as 5e, where as long as I have my spell book, I have access to my entire spell list.
But it's only your spell list, not the entire.
But no, it's only it's only what I have inscribed in my spell book. The reason I'm just glad I'm getting the 4 spells I need. I'm DMing them to you on what I'm getting.
Yeah. Andrew, DM it to him.
That's Cody. That. Or is it? I don't know the spell itself. How long does this? 2 hours per level?
That's
Oh.
a wondrous magic item I can't replicate. I could
Spell.
I could also easy another 25 gold. I'll drop the 375 and I'll get that one too. And then I'll just have to spend basically all the time on the ship scribing that shit in my spell book.
That'd probably be worth it. That's
Okay.
going to be a lifesaver.
So, just for the cold weather outfit, I looked it up. It includes like a wool coat, a linen shirt, a cap, and a heavy cloak and thick pants or boots, and boots. So it's pretty decent weather gear. And
Hey, Alex, a question about that.
Mhm.
Sleeves of many garments. Does that cover that, or do I need to buy
I feel
those
like sleeves
additionally?
of many garments are,
Is it more appearance? I think.
yeah, it's mostly appearance-wise. It would not protect
Alright.
you from the elements.
Alright, cool.
You could
Anya picks
overlap
up
them.
a set of robes that consists of her harem pants. Basically, instead, they're just made out of fucking wolf fur. And then everything else is just thicker.
What was the cost on that set of cold clothes?
1 gold
8
piece.
gold piece.
8,
It
yeah.
should be 8.
Oh, I thought you said a gold piece.
8 gold pieces, plural.
Okay.
Right, and
Alright.
same deal for the weight.
Be sure to pay a visit to that wonderful tailor for that, I suppose.
Alright.
Is it about 5 pounds worth of clothes?
Minus 375.
It's about 7 pounds worth of clothes.
Thank you.
Alright, we're back in the poverty zone again. Actually, wait, I still have my platinum reservoir, which we're going to
I was gonna
hang
say
on
you
to.
should have quite a bit of money still.
Where the fuck is the rules for scribing shit into my spellbook? Because
So-
I now have a stockpile of spells.
Indeed.
Right.
I guess I'll just leave you guys to basically prepare what you want because I don't want to spoil and or over prepare you.
There you go,
So,
Charlie.
get what you want. If any of you are stuck and like are kind of curious what you might be able to get, just let me know and I'll point you maybe in the right direction. But I don't want to, give the answers out.
20 pythons.
That's just a basic list if you're looking for numbers.
Thank you. That'll be helpful. I'll basically take off what you're getting for shurikens.
Yeah.
And-
The tents and sleeping rolls, I'm assuming we already have access to right now.
Yes, we already have those.
On a side note, can I pop into the Adventurers Guild and see if we can acquire a quest in that region?
And Logan
we
and I
each
still need to go for a walk.
Yep, we're gonna go for
Do
a
we
walk.
each need to buy mountain climbing gear?
Probably.
Just cold
would-
weather gear, mostly.
52.
At least.
It's probably best to maybe communally figure that out with the party. It wouldn't hurt to just go buy, 100 feet of rope or whatever.
Where's the 10-foot poles?
I've already
Where do we go
I've set
find
aside 200 feet of rope for us.
I've
Mountain
got 50
gear.
feet of rope currently.
I think there is just
Logan, is it 1 gold piece per
climbing
50
gear.
feet?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I'm just literally gonna copy your list, then subtract the 5 gold off for shuriken cost, and just call myself good. Or actually, I've already prepared my rations, so I'm good there.
What I would say is you guys should
So,
each get maybe
yeah.
individual rope, but there is an item called a climber's kit, which the party could purchase. It's 80 gold pieces, and essentially it is a kit of crampons, pitons, ropes, and tools, which give you all +2 bonuses to climb checks.
Does it apply to the whole party?
It would. If you set it up, then anyone climbing up would get the bonus.
And it includes pitons and rope.
It doesn't say how much, so I would just say it has enough pitons, but if you lose your climber's kit or have to leave enough of it behind, it might be better to bring extra.
All right, I'll bring the extras then, but I'm gonna insert that real quick.
Hold on. How much gold did we say was for rations?
Around 40 gold.
It's gonna
pieces, I think?
it's 34 gold pieces.
Okay.
Laura will put 2
I think we
platinum pieces.
I'm gonna before I
Is it 100
start.
or 10 for
10.
gold
10.
to platinum?
10.
What's
10.
So
Wait
she'll
on
put 2 platinum pieces towards climber's kit.
What's the weight
Alright.
on the climber kit?
5 pounds.
And other people can contribute if they want.
How much money is climber's kit?
It's 80
80.
gold pieces total, and Delaro has contributed 20.
Will that get us all? Will 1 climber's kit get us all the way? Will get us all the shit we need as a group of 8
Yeah.
or 7 rather.
pretty
than-
much. I mean,
Everyone
if
else
you're
would
not
only need to put in
climbing-
1 platinum or 10 gold.
So the climber's kit, Charlie, is just like a kit of, crampons, pitons, and ropes and stuff. So
Cool.
as long as you're setting it
Okay,
up and
so-
breaking it down, you can just keep carrying it with you.
You've got my
Alright,
10 gold for
I'll
that.
throw 10 gold.
As will I. So we have a climber's kit. Alright.
Is
Logan.
everyone else contributing to it?
Yeah, I threw 10 in.
I'd
Well, it's
like to
80.
go.
Yeah,
I'd like to
So,
go on a trip.
I don't know if the
with
group
Zach
is
before we agree on
contributing
that.
to it or not.
I'll.
That wasn't study spell
Yeah,
lucky shape.
I'll throw 2 platinum in, and then before I spend anything else, we need to get the water.
We gotta
So-
go for a walk.
Before
Yeah.
you go on your walk, would you like some company?
We'd rather not
Next
involve
one
you
is
in our
one
internal
setting
guild
spell,
business.
and
Please,
Yeah.
trouble. It would be kind of,
Mm-mm.
how'd I say,
Mm-hmm.
inappropriate.
Yeah, this is like a. We're trying to requisition
I need
here. This is
Hmm.
not exactly a tour.
So I can't make a good
Okay.
first impression before I give my recommendation. I see. Pardon me. then.
Before we add climber's kit to one of our inventory lists, Zach said he put in 20, I put in 20, so we're at 40. Charlie put in 10, so that's 50.
I put in 10.
60.
I will not be
I have-
putting anything in until I get back from this trip.
I'll just
from
let
this,
it.
this
Just put it in, because
Conversation.
basically, the way I see it going, you're gonna probably, depending on your persuasion/diplomacy, get the decanter, but not much else. So
We'll see how it goes.
I'll just put the
for the
other
sake
2
of
in
ease,
then.
yeah. I mean,
Alex, I just have a quick question for you.
Yeah.
Real fast about scribing scrolls into my spellbook.
Yeah.
Would you let players take 10 for getting a spell from a scroll into their spellbook, or do I have to make the roll?
does it specifically say that you can't somewhere? Or
No, it doesn't. I was just wondering if that was an option.
yeah, no, taking 10's a thing. You can take 10 anytime you're not in combat, and like
Fuck
not
yeah.
strenuous.
Doesn't cost money.
Doesn't it though?
There
should be a
as long as you
base
have
writing
enough,
cost.
as long as you have enough. Spell can add a spell to his book whenever he can. One magical next turn.
I see that you.
It's in the section unassociated costs. Never mind.
Yes.
Cool. I got it.
Like 5, 10, 40, 90 deal.
Yeah. Spells.
But I mean, at least you don't have any chance of wasting the scroll, presumably.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead and put the climber's kit in your inventory, Rachel, since you pitched the most towards it.
Mm-hmm. Do I just...
It has a
put
weight of
anything in
5
for
for when
weight?
that matters.
Okay.
So I'm looking at 4.
And Andrew, yeah, those would exist. It would be... If you wanted to search it, diplomacy, perception, or... yeah, pretty much diplomacy or perception. Diplomacy to ask around and see where you might find one, and perception to find it yourself.
Got it.
Alex, you want me to just DM roll you the diplomacy check?
Yeah, go ahead.
Should I as well?
Yeah,
are you
I'll have Zach lead the check and you help, Logan.
I'm helping. All right.
Okay.
Zach, good luck.
Well, this is gonna go horribly. Do I have GM roll enabled? I do. That was not GM roll, Logan, I don't think. But...
Oh, odd. I have GM currently selected.
Oh no.
Roll again.
Oh no.
So let's see. Okay, I have number
Alright.
2. Hold on.
You want to just DM results for that, or do you want to just embarrass us in front of everyone?
Maybe 110 gold, and I already wrote out those other scrolls I got in last time. Okay.
Shit. Saw that coming.
Yeah, pretty much, Logan.
First
Yeah,
roll of
I
the
think
night.
that'll work. Hey, Zach, it's your lead, right?
Is it?
It was your lead on that check.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess. Oh. Guess we're not getting.
Don't worry. I'm sure something will work out.
Well, we're fucked. Oop-de-doo.
Alex, are you DMing it to him?
Yep.
Alright.
And I can just copy and paste it.
I don't think you're going to want to do that.
Okay. Well, we have...
Zach, I'm only guessing here, but...
Okay. We need to take out a small
got off.
loan.
Really?
Okay.
Can we go small loan?
Sending it to you, Logan. So,
This is getting worse than the time
how do
I
we
did
tell the
Magic as
party
Val.
we need money?
You ask them.
Yeah.
Alright.
Well, time to take a trip back to the party and say,
Yep.
everybody needs to pitch in.
Let me go ahead and just pull up the calculator.
Yeah.
Are you going
Right.
to explain this, or are you just assuming we're pitching in?
No, we're going to explain it.
Yeah. So we have...
I guess we'll come back.
I'm assuming we're there. We're back.
Yeah.
I'll just say, so we have a solution to the water issue.
It's not cheap.
It's not cheap.
Define not cheap.
45...
643 gold a person.
Yeah.
So I might have a cheaper option.
So
What is that?
I just
Do
spent
tell.
that in spell compo. I
Turns
just spent
out-
that to get like 8 spells.
With some shenanigans, I can get a medium carry load of 2,400 pounds. So
Reliably?
The problem at that point,
rent?
Andrew, is not like it's too unwieldy for you to push and or carry. Like that's a lot of
It's
pounds.
water as well.
but
Like you can lift it, but have you ever tried lifting like
A crew
Um,
carrier?
Have you ever
if
tried
you had-
moving a 55-gallon drum of oil?
yeah, if you had 2,500 pounds of admin team,
not
you'd be able to
easy.
lift it. But just like the sheer volume
Really,
of
the
it
amount of material. Here.
makes it difficult.
curses.
Uh,
Curse you
So-
and your logic, Alex.
Plus, a
Doc,
standard,
while
a
that's a great
standard
idea,
bathtub
this
is like
seems
40
like our best option.
gallons.
Yeah.
A standard bathtub is like 40 gallons. The size of the container that we would need for water would be obscene.
You'd be carrying around a swimming pool.
Yeah.
So I'm sorry, even though, like you can lift it, but it's too unwieldy for you to take.
I should have played a cleric.
So, I will likely be pitching in more than whatever. What did you say, Logan?
643.
Per person.
Yeah.
Yes, that's the number.
Yeah.
So essentially, how that breaks down is there's a magic item that is 9,000 gold pieces, the decanter of endless water, that will solve this problem. However, even the crafting price is 4,500 gold pieces. And with the travesty that just went down with the diplomacy rolls, essentially pay the crafting cost, and they will spot you one that has already been made, so you don't have to wait for one to be crafted. But it's
Temporarily?
basically at the
I
end
am
of
well
the
aware,
learning,
Logan.
you would give it back and be reimbursed, or you would fork over more money and keep it forever.
All right, that works.
So,
So it is a temporary expenditure unless the party decides they want to keep it.
None of us have, unless we're digging into the platinum, none of us have 600 gold.
Dig into the plat.
dig
Let's
into
go.
the plat.
How
That
man?
is
How much?
60 gold plat each.
Yes.
It is
How much just random liquid will we
It's-
be going by?
60.
Are you
Wasn't that
like are you
600?
telling me there's
Six-
seriously nothing else we can do? Like we can't like none of the rest of us can like ask around and see if we can find something.
Go for it.
Go for it. Yeah.
Yeah, this
We
is
could
this
rent
is
a
our
cleric.
solution that we found. You're
We
welcome
could
to see if
probably
you can
rent
find
a
one too.
cleric to create water for us if you want.
What
I would
cleric?
say
Yeah,
there
what
are-
cleric?
Hire a cleric. Let's hire the cleric.
Hire a cleric.
Yeah, or we could get a hireling cleric that can cast level 3
Uh.
spells and just make them the bitch boy of create food and water.
until they die half along the way, and then you know.
Yeah, then we're screwed.
But okay, Rachel, I would allow you
Oh,
guys to do the
God.
same thing that I allowed Logan and Zach to do. So if you want to visit your guild and essentially present a case for why you would need a decanter of endless water, and then roll a diplomacy check, it would essentially be the same deal to you, and depending on how that goes.
All right,
Best of
I'll
luck.
try it.
Good luck, please.
I'll basically explain something along the lines of
Hey Nick,
We
you should try
could,
the same thing.
On the side note, can I go
exploring
to the...
potential leads for some of the trouble caused, like found from our last mission. Considering I have a sending stone that they gave me in case I found something from the last mission.
Mhm.
Dang it.
All right. I mean, Zach kind of did a little worse than you, but it's
Same.
the 4,500 gold pieces is the crafting cost, so it's as cheap as you could find it in the city. Realistically, you're already kind of getting a deal on this, which is what even makes it possible. It's
I mean, realistically, what else are we gonna spend the platinum on?
Wow.
Other things.
Let's
Nice.
not go walking around with absolute bucket loads of money in our pants.
Spell components.
We will get the money back after the mission, though.
Yeah.
yeah, and
Yeah,
that
this
was
is true.
what I was
'cause-
getting at with either of these deals through either of the guilds. Essentially, you'd be paying for them to craft one, and then if you returned it at the end, they would reimburse the money you gave them, so you'd get your
Okay.
money back, or you would fork
Alright.
over another 4,500 gold pieces to keep it permanently.
I got that much, yeah.
So
Can we
that's the
write up
deal-
a contract
If that's the deal,
saying
then
that if someone. So, like, if. Because I don't want someone to be like, well, we're just, like. There's not going to be a random off chance where, like, Miu or Duraka decide to, oh, we're just gonna pay the extra money and keep the decanter and then not give the party the money back.
So let's keep down who pays what, and then
If that's the
Are you sure we can't
So
just
hearing that's-
go to the Adventurers Guild and hire a cleric from there?
So
Are you
okay,
gonna
to
die
wrap this
halfway
up, guys.
With our
we
luck,
are
he's gonna
spoiled
die.
in 5th edition. So guys, also I will
Yes,
say we
but
are
he began
spoiled in
paid
5th
on the
edition
quest.
with the cleric spell. Because here's the thing: create food and water is shitty in Pathfinder, and only creates enough food and water to sustain 3 people.
Oh.
Yeah, it's not the
We-
full,
so
it's
we'd
not the
need to-
45 pounds, 30 gallons in 5th.
you'd have to
So
carry
we'd
around
have
a small
to-
entourage of clerics.
We'd need
each
to
with their own
hire
gear,
Yeah,
like 6
and
clerics.
Hope they don't get pushed
Yeah,
down the mountain
so
and die.
we can't
Oh.
hire an army of clerics. So so hearing that that's the deal. and
Then
that
we would
can
also
get
have
our
to
money
keep an
back
army of
here-
clerics alive.
So
Yes, I'm down to pay the 640 whatever some odd gold pieces for
Yeah,
it.
it was
other
64
problem
plat
is-
and 3 gold.
Okay, it's 600 and what exactly?
64 platinum, 3 gold pieces, and I'll write that in the chat.
64 plus 3 gold, okay. So...
Alright.
Cody, just with the number of spell slots you have, there's no way you can make enough to
So,
even
Ugh.
like sustaining yourself
Damn.
would be a problem, especially with the whole
Wow.
Oh,
party.
you right.
So I'm just gonna drop
Here.
this in chat for everybody to see. Here is 5th Ed create food and water. Here is Pathfinder create.
It was
Okay,
64
so
platinum,
I'm
3
down.
gold. Was that it?
Yeah,
yeah.
correct. It's
person.
technically 682.8, but taxes.
Oh.
Yeah. Will.
I'm down to 148 gold and 46.
Okay, how
Do not.
rations was 34 for enough to get all the way through, right?
enter
34.
Oh yeah,
gold.
we also still got to pay for those things.
Yeah.
Quest.
So alright everyone,
Big.
I am also tapped out of spending things because I am now exclusively relying on my platinum for currency.
As I pass on my bag to Miu, I kind of grip her hand as she holds onto it and say,
What do you pass
I
me your
really-
bag for?
"Your bag. I assume you're the one getting this money from us."
I
No,
mean,
that'd be
it's
him.
technically me.
That's Durak over there. He's the one that's collecting money.
You're
It was
from
him-
the same
he was the
guild,
lead.
yes?
Maybe? I don't know if we work in the same department,
I slide it over and I say I expect to be paid back.
Okay.
as we all do.
Don't
I
lose
say
it.
Yeah, let's not lose it.
Don't lose the decanter.
Yeah.
I say I'm not responsible for damages in carrying this project.
I don't plan to let you carry it.
Okay then.
I would
That works.
appreciate
I'll-
knowing
you-
a bit
you
more
gotta carry-
about the
you gotta
source of
carry
this,
my
honestly,
rations.
but
I'll carry the water.
That's fine.
Am I still paying for your rations?
Yes.
Okay. We said 34 gold for rations, right? A
Yes.
person? For
the
there
fact that I'm
and
giving
back.
you the benefit of a doubt of this much
Okay,
money, I hope we
60.
can have a more...
I work in
compare.
resource acquisitions, so we're not quite in the same department. 60.
Yes.
So I'm down to.
You did
440.
say that you would recommend me a visit at some point, though. I hope to
Doth,
follow
am I
up on that.
supposed to pay you another, like, some more gold for carrying my bedroll and blanket at some point?
I mean, technically, you can offload it on a horse. So
That's entirely
yeah,
up
we
to
got
you.
off
At this point, I've
Is it-
forgotten you
Okay.
paying me stuff.
I have.
pay-
Duh.
Well, I have it in my notes, so.
Just for a bit of extra insurance before I hand over my gold, I lift up my scales of Ior and say, "Swear before my god that this will be a true deal, and we'll see this through to the end."
I just lift an eyebrow and say, I mean, you get to drink water for the trip?
Yes,
But
and I
I-
hope to have my money back after effect. Still,
I swear, as long as we don't lose it.
that's good enough for Ior.
I mean,
Or
I
whatever
have
it's
paid
called.
for some alcohol along the way. And I gave you 5 gold at the beginning.
you're still probably good on Andrew's pack fee.
I was gonna say,
Yeah.
I feel like I've just made Andrew's back fee worth it.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Andrew, I'm gonna send you a list.
So,
Look.
just so I have a gauge of finances, how much gold is everybody sitting at right now?
340 gold pieces.
All right.
190.
148 plus 46 platinum.
Okay, so,
So-
everyone's sitting around like 500-ish gold still.
Yeah.
No.
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 How do I have
Wait.
way more than that?
No, I've got 290 gold piece, 6 plat.
I have
so that's
360
350.
gold pieces
Okay.
total.
I've got 445 and then 34
guess-
plat still.
Like I've actually wait shit.
What
yeah,
the
no, I have-
hell?
I don't
Zach, you
know!
just did your math wrong. You did your math
Probably.
wrong, didn't you?
Probably.
I have 158 gold and 12 platinum.
Zach, how did you get 100 minus 64 and get 44?
Huh?
It's 36.
No, I
It should be
have.
36. Did you have more to begin with?
I had dropped 2 off already on the climbing kit.
Okay, that's
And
not
I have
helpful.
34
You dropped
platinum.
34.
platinum.
34, Zach,
Yeah.
not 44.
34.
I said 34.
You said 44.
I said 445 gold pieces and 34 platinum.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, I don't know how you have so much gold though.
I don't either.
Like you must
How
have
do you
missed
have-
something somewhere.
We're running into
I
the
think-
barbarian problem where Zach doesn't
Zach is also
pay.
have the side business.
Yeah.
He also pawned some junk from that first heist.
Oh,
which I
this
think
is
was
also
how much?
true.
100 gold
Yeah.
pieces.
Yeah, we got some money for that.
Yeah.
I can see that.
Okay.
The-
Cool.
The reason I was
Lara's a
asking-
lot more salty now.
What are we
reason I
counting
was
out our
asking
persons in
is
front of
just
each other?
because,
That was
No,
just Alex asking
but-
out of character.
I'm assuming that there's at some point she's noticing how much money Taraka seems to have and is just sitting there salty.
Point
Spending
being-
money.
there is one last expense that we have not thought of, which is important, and that is actually the
Horses.
horses. And
That
they
was what I
are
was gonna mention. in a
Okay,
second.
how much-
You will
$2
be-
per day.
either want a light horse or a light combat trained horse, and essentially it will figure out how they behave in stressful situations. A normal light horse is 75 gold pieces, a combat trained is 110.
Optimally speaking, at level 4, I think, maybe I could choose a divine companion.
That
Can I convert a platinum piece back to
Yes.
gold real fast?
you are literally in the trade capital of the world.
Okay, cool. Just to make this insanity worth, so I have.
Yeah, as long as you're in a town, I straight up don't
110.
care if you convert between currencies.
So 110. That drops me to 25 plat left, and I am going for the combat trained horse because I have been scorned one too many times by not having that.
I don't feel comfortable spending money on a combat. Ugh.
It's not that big of an upcharge from a normal horse. It's like 30 extra gold pieces, and I'll tell you, it's probably worth it.
It's worth it.
I
Like,
want you to look at my money again.
Do I need to spot
I'm-
you for a horse?
I'm pretty aware.
Yeah, why don't you?
I was
use
pretty
some of
aware
that
this was
wealth?
gonna stretch thin, but
Do I need to spot you for a horse?
as a bit of metagame knowledge, there are wealth by level guidelines for a reason. So you're not gonna come out of this empty-handed.
Wait, how much? I missed how much.
110.
110 for a horse?
Yes.
Combat
is
one?
For the good
Combat
horse?
trained. Yes.
Okay. Are
And
we
for the sake of it, I will bundle in like a saddlebag and a riding
Are-
saddle.
are we picking
we
those up
cutting
in the main city and then just taking them with us?
I'm just gonna assume that's
Okay.
what you picked up at number 1. I just wanted to make sure everyone was keeping that in mind.
Should we just count it off now?
If you'd like to.
Right. 110. Okay.
So I'm just gonna subtract that already.
I'm
Yeah,
really
I
feeling the
subtracted
pinch.
it.
So about those quests.
What? Why isn't there a notes section?
There is in your additional section on your character sheet.
I was looking at it. It wasn't. It was being weird.
So as far as quests go, you would be able to find like there's a a smaller job from Yanarosa to the first point, which is given up by like essentially like the couriers, the post office. They've got like a bundle of mail that they need delivered, and they're willing to essentially pay a ship that would take it 50 gold pieces. It's not a lot, but it'll get you somewhere. And then there's also basically another similar one by a smaller merchant company, which is trying to transit some goods. So it's basically just a fetch quest. And I'll just tack on another 100 gold pieces there. So as long as you can take some cargo from Yanarosa to the first city, it'll be about 150 gold pieces for reward.
I just realized I still have the fencible shit and the top shelf baubles. We sold those, right?
I believe you did.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've already sold those.
I'm gonna.
Except for the white
Yeah,
ion
we should be.
stone
I mean, we're going by ship. We should be able to transport
Except
them
for
just
what,
fine.
Logan?
We still have the spindle.
Considering
white
this
spindle.
is part of what I do
Is that in your
Yeah.
inventory or
normally.
Charlie's.
Charlie's? Okay.
What do I have in my inventory?
The iron stone.
Yeah, I currently have dibs on that.
Well, that just
Yeah.
took 10 pounds out of my inventory, so hooray.
But no, yeah.
Yeah,
Rachel, you'd
considering
be
we
fine.
normally ship things on my ship,
Alright.
that shouldn't be an issue.
Okay. So with this being the case, I now have a fun roleplay thing that I can do with Doth.
Woohoo.
So I'm assuming we're all back at the tavern dropping off all our supplies.
You guys just come back laden with presumably just sacks full of climbing equipment and food.
Alright, big guy.
You guys are responsible for taking it onto the ship yourselves.
No worries, we got this. Doth.
We got Doth.
Boom. Baba Booey. I haven't put the description. But Doth, you have a strength score of 20, right?
Yeah.
He can now bench 12,000. He can now bench 12,000. 1,200 pounds.
Okay. Yeah. Basically, Antol just buffs his strength by 8 for the purposes of carrying shit, I think.
Yep.
Yep.
No, multiplies by 3.
Multiplies it by 4.
Oh, it multiplies it by 4. Interesting.
4?
Yeah. That's what it says. Is it? No,
That
that's
was
a plus
3.
10 mod by 4. Yeah. It triples carrying capacity.
It does triple. So, I will say do you guys, you hand over the money for the decanter to presumably Zach, and he runs off to go grab it?
Yep.
Alright, so you come back with that as well. It's a
How much
large...
Okay, go ahead.
It's just like it's a large, almost vase-looking thing. It's crystalline. It's got like a silver handle and a silver opening at the top where like water could spill out. There is a like stopper which you would essentially screw in to stop the flow.
And how much does this weigh?
I have to find that out real fast.
And I gotta jet off, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
Alright.
Anything we should know for Thursday?
Come prepared. That's it.
The best message.
Hoorah.
The second
is-
best message.
I just have a quick thing to ask about Thursday. You guys were you guys doing the Null contract, or were you guys doing the city first?
City was closer, right?
I thought it was the city.
They were the same
Yeah.
they were the same
Oh.
distance. I just can't remember which one you guys are going to first.
It's been a while. I don't honestly remember either. Weren't we going to the...
I thought it was
You guys were
city,
going
but-
to. You guys were either picking up a bounty, going to a city, then coming back, or going to the city, getting the bounty, then coming back.
I thought we were headed straight to the bounty, but I could be wrong.
I mean, if it doesn't matter either way, which one does anyone want a preference?
Nah.
Cool.
I say bounty then city. That makes more sense to me.
All right,
Bounty first, then.
I'll prep for the bounty. All right, see you guys.
See you, Charlie.
Okay.
So, yep.
I do have a question
Nice.
though, Alex.
Yeah.
Like, would I be how much weight-wise would I be comfortable carrying a backpack? Or should I go get a special one fitted?
I think it has. It's something dumb. Just let me know what you're planning on carrying, and I'll let you know if that's
Like-
doable.
4 people's food.
It would be a tight pack, and it would be pretty filled up, but you could do it.
Could I just go buy an extra large backpack?
Yeah, essentially either. Like you could get like a hiker's backpack. I think there's literally like a masterwork backpack price in there somewhere. I don't remember.
There is a Masterwork backpack, but I don't think it
I thought it did something extra. I don't remember.
holds the same amount, but it just makes carrying
it
capacity
easier?
lighter.
DM ruling.
Yeah, I'll just say as long as you're not trying to stuff a horse into a backpack, I'll let it slide.
Okay.
Oh no, your horse broke its leg.
I've
mean-
got some fun random encounters.
You mean Andrew's not gonna carry our horses up the mountain for us when we get to the volcano and cliffs and stuff?
Okay. Speaking of which, this is probably just a good time to take like a 5-10 minute break and hit
Can I
on
go
what
get
Rachel
dinner?
was saying. Oh, would you like to? Because I was about to say we should
Oh.
launch into the whole like in character versus out of character dispute thing. Because I know I felt that coming on, and honestly, I was at kind of a wall to figure out how to stop it. But I understand the frustrations. So this might be a longer topic than 5 minutes, but
Do we want to mute up the stream? Just
oh, I suppose so. Yeah, I forgot.
Mute or stop or pause, whatever.
I will transition us.
See if you can find more of those jellyfish.
I think I'm
pods.
gonna call it here, Alex.
All right. I mean, we could just end a little early then.
Do we want to just
I don't
call it
know.
then?
That works for me, I suppose.
I feel like
We're
Yeah.
at it would
To
be
a vote?
difficult, really, to do in the next 20 minutes without Talaro, just because it would be.
No, you're right.
Yeah.
We can
I'm
all
too
end it then.
upset, and I just want to go to bed.
All right.
Alright.